Here's one of my favorite chapters, chapter 9. We're talking about business ethics. In this chapter, this is a big topic. In this module, you'll find a supplemental video from a TED conference on ethics. I'd like you to make sure you go and watch that. There are some points awarded for that. So what do we mean by business ethics? First thing I want you to understand is that there is a difference between ethics and legality. What is ethical isn't necessarily legal, and just because something is legal doesn't mean that it is ethical. Time to time we hear a politician who has gotten into some kind of trouble, and one of the things that they will say is, I didn't do anything illegal. All the way back to Richard Nixon and many times since, I didn't do anything illegal. Well, in that person's mind, they're trying to equate legality with ethics. There's a very substantial difference between these two concepts. This is an enjoyable chapter. We talk about ethical universalism, where we look at ethics as a universal standard, which really doesn't work because cultural differences around the globe mean that cultures interpret ethics differently. So as we go to international and global markets in a business or an organization, we see different interpretations of what is ethical and what is not. Some places on the planet, certain hand gestures that we commonly use in America are considered very unethical. I'll put up a video about that. Other places we see certain things like whistling as being very rude and unethical. So other places, slurping your dinner in America is considered very rude. If you are an Asian person and you're slurping in your noodle bowl, it means that the food is really good. So culture drives interpretation of ethics as it does our behaviors. So one country, we think something is bribery. Another country, that is the way business is done. So this is a very interesting chapter. Remember, as an American or a person exposed to American culture, your view of ethics is not universal and is not shared by everyone, and we need to be sensitive, especially culturally, to other people's interpretation of ethical behavior. Another school of thought that's discussed in this chapter is ethical relativism. This means basically that we go to the other end of the spectrum and say, in universalism we're saying very rigidly everybody should follow the Ten Commandments. At the other end of the spectrum is this relativism that says basically we can make ethics anything we want as long as we believe this to be true, it's okay. We think killing people is okay, therefore killing people is ethical. So both of these have very weaknesses, very significant weaknesses that are very obvious once you look into them. The third thing discussed in this chapter is the solution. It's what we call social contracts theory or integrative social contracts theory. This view is more commonly what is actually done in business. We do pay attention to local cultural interpretations of ethics, but we have a set of ethics that we use for business practices so that our partners, our customers, our suppliers can rely on us doing business in a certain way. Very interesting chapter. Very big topic.